everyone. Welcome to the Vulcan Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony as we recognize the 2023 Hall of Fame class and the silver anniversary of the 1998 National Championship softball team. We're so glad that you're here today to help us celebrate these outstanding athletes and coaches. My name is Dr. Karen Herpy. I'm the Director of Athletics here at California, and it will be my pleasure, along with Matt Kiefer, our Sports Information Director, to host today's Hall of Fame ceremony. So let's begin by meeting our honorees. First, Paula Jackson, women's soccer. A standout goalie for the Vulcans, Paula helped the women's soccer team to 3 NCAA tournament appearances during her time at California. She is the all-time school leader with a .51 goals against average, 55 victories, and 34 shutouts. Paula earned a bachelor's degree in business administration in 2011 and completed her master's degree in business administration the following year. Hall of Fame inductee, Paula Jackson. The next is Eric Cush, football. Accepting on his behalf are his sons Eric Alonso and Jack Henry. From 2008 to 2012, Eric Cush led the Vulcans to 3 NCAA playoff appearances and a PSAC championship. He boasted both All-Conference and All-American honors as a player throughout his career. In 2013, Cush was drafted in the 6th round by the Kansas City Chiefs. In 2020, he was chosen to the D2Football.com All-Decade Second Team for the 2010s. Cush completed his bachelor's degree in justice studies with a concentration in forensic science. Hall of Fame inductee, Eric Cush. The next inductee is Kyle Petty, baseball. Kyle started games in 7 different positions from 2010 to 2013 for California baseball. An All-American and All-Conference player, Petty was selected as the 2013 PSAC West Athlete of the Year and was a finalist in the Tino Martinez Award. He was chosen in the 23rd round of the 2013 MLB Draft and played 5 seasons in the minor leagues for the Seattle Mariners. Petty completed his bachelor's degree in sport management. Hall of Fame inductee, Kyle Petty. Our next inductee is Brent Kincaid, men's basketball. Brent Kincaid is the 4th member of the 1996 Final Four men's basketball team to be selected for the Hall of Fame. From 1993 to 1996, Kincaid was a dominant three-point shooter and holds the school record for 325 three-pointers made. He finished his career with 1,502 points and played in 4 straight PSAC championships during his career. Brent earned his bachelor's degree in administration and management. Hall of Fame inductee, Brent Kincaid. Our next inductee is Eric Harris. Unfortunately, Eric could not be with us today. Eric was a former All-PSAC and All-Region defensive back for the football team who began his career as a walk-on and quickly moved through the ranks to a starter and dominating player. Harris helped the Vulcans reach the NCAA playoffs in all 4 years. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in justice studies and enters his 3rd year with the Atlanta Falcons. Hall of Fame inductee, Eric Harris. Our next group of honorees is the 1998 National Championship softball team, our silver anniversary recognition team. The 1998 California softball team accomplished the ultimate feat 25 years ago by winning back-to-back NCAA national championships. Led by head coach Rick Bertinoli, the team boasted a 47-7 record while repeating as national champions. Let's meet the 1998 National Championship softball team. Stephanie Bromhead Moore. Tara Douglas. Nikki Fiedler. Jen Valeriot. Kate Vaughn. Erin Woolery. Jill Witt. Nora Zimmerman. Assistant coach Sarah Casson. And head coach Rick Bertinoli. I also wanted to mention those that would not be able to attend today: Stacy Beetham, Dana Boyer, Holly Hall, Danielle Penner, Rose Walsh, Tracy Watts, Lith Webb, Megan Wilton, athletic trainer Bill Anderson, and athletic trainer Susan Gabala. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1998 National Championship softball team. At this time, it is my pleasure to present Tony Morrow, Associate Vice President for University Development and the California Campus Administrator, to provide a welcome.
Thank you, Karen, and good morning, everyone. As Karen said, I am Tony Morrow. I am the Associate Vice President for University Development and also the California Campus Administrator. So, on behalf of our University President, Dr. R. Laurie Bernotsky, our administration, faculty, staff, and students, and alumni, thank you all for spending some time on your Saturday with us this morning. You know, the Vulcan Athletics programs have a really rich history. We have had, as you can see by the people here tonight, as well as throughout our history, we've had national champions, we've had conference champions, we've had a Dixon Trophy here. And those are just the teams. Individually, we've had All-Americans, we've had professional athletes, we've had all-conference players, and our coaches. We've had coaches of the year, previous and even current. You know, our coaches do a wonderful job guiding our current student athletes. All of you here that played as a Vulcan had a coach who probably inspired you and motivated you. Some good, maybe some extra good, but motivated you to become a better person, and that's what we really strive for. We're very, very proud of all of our athletes, our programs, our coaches. Our student athletes currently are much like you all were when you were here playing. We have numerous academic All-Americans, and we're very proud of the work they do, not only in the classroom, not only on the fields and the courts and in the arenas, but also in the community. Today's a very big day on our campus. We have something called the Very Big Event. I say very big, it's probably not very big, it's just a big event. But many of our student athletes are working in the community today, and they are doing some work for residents. They do things like if there's a senior citizen who can't do some weeding around their homes, or in their taking care of their gutters, or taking care of some painting work, or things like that, they're out there doing that. So we really look at a holistic approach to developing our student athletes. So you all know that because you're here. You all know what it was like, and you know what it was like and what it is like. So thank you all for the commitment that you make to the university and to the campus and to our athletic programs. We hope to see you often at all of our competitions and our events and everything that we have on campus. So once again, thank you all for coming. Please enjoy the brunch this morning. A special thank you and a special congratulations to our inductees. It's a very, very deserving group. And also the celebration of the 25th anniversary of the National Championship. So I hope you all enjoy. Hope you get to spend some time with some people that you're very close with that maybe you have or haven't seen in a while. So enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back up to the rest of the program later. Thank you.
So before we begin recognizing the 2023 class and the softball team, I wanted to take a moment to thank both Gary Smith and Matt Kiefer on their work for the video presentations that we'll have today. Also, thank you to our Hall of Fame committee for their work in selecting our class, our university advancement and athletic staff for their work on this event, and to all of you for making this day very special for our Hall of Fame inductees and spending time with us. This year, we conducted interviews via Zoom with all of our inductees, and we will post those videos to calvulcans.com YouTube page in the coming days. Our first inductee will be Eric Harris. I'm going to turn the program over to Matt.
Having started his career as a walk-on as a freshman in 2008, Harris quickly excelled the start of the next season in 2009. Harris has continued success and earned all-conference and all-region honors while with the Vulcans. After college, Harris played for the Hamilton Tiger Cats in the Canadian Football League before signing with the New Orleans Saints in 2016. He's entering his third season with the Atlanta Falcons. And please direct your attention to the video screens as we hear from Eric.
Yeah, honestly, I was shocked. I played with a lot of great players, and I was like, really, me? You know, and I just can think of so many players that are such tremendous athletes there at Cal PA, and that really made me a better athlete. One of the first ones that probably stood out to me was really my sophomore year when we opened up against Saginaw. That was really my moment of, okay, you know, I could really play at this level. I had a lot of humbling experiences, but I also had like an interception right before halftime. So that was a huge moment that stood out to me. And yeah, like you said, we played with a lot of great teams. So we played in a lot of big games. Obviously, all the playoff games really stuck out to me. Coach Luckhart to this day still supports me. I still talk to Coach Luck. Great individual, obviously. He just got inducted into the Coaching Hall of Fame as well. So that says a lot about who he was as far as a winner, but also who he is as a man. You know, Coach Conway, he really helped me become a better person in my walk in faith in Christ. Just the way he carried himself, the conversations we would have. He really took me under his wing as far as that. And also just a great defensive coordinator as well. Coach Cole, you know, we would butt heads. We would love each other. He was really like that father figure for me as far as, you know, just keep me in line and tough love when I needed it, when I was being a knucklehead in college and stuff like that. So I really thank him as well. And Coach Durham, you know, he was great. He smiled every day. I'm not sure if there was a day went by that he wasn't smiling. And, you know, when I think about Coach D, that's what I think about is that smile. You know, every time I would walk into that office, he was, you know, I would say, Coach, how you doing today? He said, if I was doing any better, I'd be incarcerated. I would like to thank, you know, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, just for blessing me and my family. And next would be, you know, my wife. She's been through it all with me from day one. And she's really been the glue. You know, I always say, you know, the wise at this level, they're kind of like the linemen. They kind of get overlooked, and, you know, we're the superstars and we get all the glory as a skill player, but they're really the ones in the trenches. So, you know, the wise at this level, I just want to shout out all the wise at this level. And obviously my mom, she's been a huge impact of me growing up, watching her be a single mother of 6 kids and just what she had to endure and overcome for us to have a better life. You know, moving from Baltimore to PA was probably the best thing that ever happened to us as a family. My grandfather was always there to support me financially and encourage me to work harder because somebody was always going to outwork me. I can still hear him to this day. You better get busy. You better get busy. So that always sticks out to me. And, you know, all the coaches that have played a huge part in my life, I've been very blessed to have coaches that were like father figures to me and really looked out for me. I had a relationship with my mom where she can communicate with them as far as, you know, whether I was acting up at home or if I just needed some support from a father figure. So, you know, all my teammates that have helped me and pushed me along the way. Thank you guys so much. And to all the other inductees, it's been amazing. Your careers were amazing, and it's pretty special that we get to share this day together.
Unfortunately, Eric could not be with us today as he's working at youth clinic down south. So again, we do congratulate Eric on this tremendous accomplishment that was much deserved. Our next inductee is Paula Jackson from women's soccer. In her first season at CalU, the Vulcans claimed the Atlantic Regional Championship while making their first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament. As a senior, Jackson became the only player in program history to be named both a United Soccer Coaches All-American and an Academic All-American in their career. While at CalU, Paula finished with a 0.51 goals against average, 55 victories, and 34 shutouts, all school records. She also sits 5th with 225 career saves while playing just 3 seasons with the program. Let's hear more from Paula Jackson.
It was a very important 3 years of my life playing at Cal, and a very exciting time, and very, very good teammates and a lot of, memories. The game that stands out to me was my final season, and that was the 2011 PSAC championships. We actually won 2-1 against Kutztown, and that was our first ever, PSAC championship, and it was my last season. So it was a very very exciting time in that game. And then for season as well. That season, obviously, not just the PSAC champions, but we were actually second ranked country in the nation, which is the highest we've ever been ranked ever in school history. So that was very good. And I was also All-American on the field as well. And I always believe, if you have a good defense, you can win games. And I definitely had the best defense girls, ladies, in front of me. And, they, every single training session, every game, we all played for each other. And they were I trusted them. They trusted me. We were able to build a huge bond. And, to me, I just had the best defense. One of the things I really admire about Cal, as you mentioned, yes, I did have a lot of Canadian teammates, so I actually did I did learn a lot about their culture somewhat from them, but not just the Canadian teammates, but as overall as a school, Cal, there's such an emphasis and such an importance on international students, which was a huge help, for me. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks. Thanks to CalU for this tremendous honor and this tremendous, award. It means a lot to me, and just the opportunity to be here and to accept the award. I also want to give a special thanks to Coach Al Alvine for having faith and trust in me, having not see me physically play, but he had the faith and trust in me that I would be able to deliver for the school. So thank you so much, Al, for everything you've done, for bringing me into Cal, and for being the best coach I could have asked for at the college level. So thank you so much for everything you've done for me in my 3 years that I played at Cal. I also want to give a special thanks to all of my teammates as well. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much for being there, all of the laughter, all the times that we had, training sessions, times that we had outside of training sessions, and the fun that we had. Thank you so much for everything. And also want to give a special thanks to my family as well for their support and for their guidance and for their prayers every single day. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Okay, we'll also have one question here for Paula while on stage. You were a key factor at goalie while here on championships teams at CalU. Can you tell us about your role as a leader on those teams and how it helped you carry it forward into your life?
Good morning, everyone. So I was very fortunate that I got the opportunity to play for my country, the Jamaica national team, from I was 13 years old, and I was the starting goalkeeper for many games, in all the games that we played. And I was also a leader and a captain on those teams. So I was actually able to utilize that experience and leadership and bring it to Cal. As I mentioned, I believe we had the best defense in the country. And I also play with a number of talented ladies as well. And one thing they always said was they always felt a level of calmness and they always felt confident that I was going to be able to actually deliver. One of my strengths was obviously I'm tall. We were actually just talking about it at the table. Was any aerial balls, that was mine. No one was going to come into my box and try to score. So that was a huge strength of mine, and I was able to lead my team in many things. One of my fondest memory was also, I believe, in 2010. I think it was the NCAA round 2. We were playing Slippery Rock. I hated Slippery Rock. It was 1-1. The game finished 1-1 in normal time and in overtime. So that means penalty shootouts. And for me, many people, when they're in penalty shootouts, they get nervous. For me, I always saw it as like, yes, this is an opportunity for me to win the game, for my team, an opportunity for me to step up as a leader, and to really, showcase my talent. And we ended up winning that game for penalty shootout 4-2. I was able to save 2 penalties. So that was a very, very exciting moment. Now in my current life, I've been in talent acquisition, which is a fancy name for recruiting. I recruit for a consulting firm for the last 9 years. And in my job, it's a lot of, it's very performance-based, I'll probably say, and very competitive environment. And I was able to utilize what I've learned over my 3 years at CalU and that leadership and that competitive drive to be able to succeed in my current role. My boss always jokes about saying that, Paula, you're always so calm and you don't seem stressed out at all. And she always says that, oh, it's because you're a goalkeeper and it's the most stressful position on the field. And I said, yes, it is. And if you're stressed out, your team loses. So you can't be stressed. You have to be very calm and collected under pressure. So I've definitely been able to utilize my leadership skills from playing for Jamaica and Cal into my current life. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, one more picture. One more picture. Yeah. Our next inductee for the 2022 class is Kyle Petty from baseball. During his playing career at Cal, Kyle started games at 7 different positions on the diamond and earned all-conference honors at catcher, relief pitcher, and utility. Petty was chosen in the 23rd round of the MLB draft and played 5 seasons in the minor leagues with the Seattle Mariners. He advanced to Class AA and was twice named a minor league all-star. Let's hear from Kyle Petty.
Definitely honored. It's a really cool accomplishment. I've always kind of told myself, hard work pays off, and all the work I put in kind of led me to this point. Definitely didn't do it alone, but it's really cool to see myself and get into that Hall of Fame with guys that I've played with or I've talked to down the road. Probably the biggest moment that sticks out to me would have to be my freshman year. It kind of gives me the chills now thinking back on it, but, Evan King coming up and hitting that walk-off base hit to win the PSAC title, and, Giovanni Morales coming around third base screaming at the dugout in Spanish. I have no idea what he was saying, but I'm sure he was pretty excited. But just to kind of see, the group of guys that we had with the upperclassmen talent with DeMattia and Sturgill, but then the young guys contributing in that PSAC tournament. We had the older guys that had experience and really wanted to win and knew how to win. And we brought in some young talent that kind of backed us up on the back end. We had some freshmen step up in big time situations that, that's what you need. You can't rely on the same guy over and over again. And, that's what we were able to get with the younger guys. It just made it a collective group effort from top to bottom. It was my dream to play professional baseball. I knew it wasn't going to be easy to get there. Did I ultimately reach the top? No. But, I don't regret a single day that I had in the minor leagues. I knew it was going to take hard work, and that's what I did. I put in the hard work. And, at the end of the day, I guess you could kind of say the talent passed me up. I had kind of reached my peak potential at that AA level, but the experience is where it took me, being in California for 2 years, the state of Washington, ultimately taking me across the entire world to Australia and getting to spend 4 months in a foreign country that I just had the most fun in my life at. Meeting different people from all different backgrounds and ethnicities and walks of life was just a really, really unbelievable experience that, I don't think I would get anywhere else. First and foremost, my parents, the sacrifices they made as far as time and, what they were able to provide me with with rides and equipment and, you know, everything I needed. You know, they were able to help me get to where I wanted to go, and they made a serious effort to do it. You know, I can't thank them enough. Obviously, all the coaches I've had growing up, like I said before, I've had amazing youth coaches, high school coaches, you know, Coach Stillo in high school, Coach Rossetti, then into college, you know, Conti, Brunson, Rabinski from summer ball, you know, all the way through. I mean, you know, I can't thank the coaches enough with giving me opportunity, and finally teammates. You know, I wouldn't be sitting here having this interview if I didn't have amazing teammates. You know, from high school to through college, you know, having the leadership in front of me. You know, I always gravitated towards the older guys, I'll admit it, but I gravitated towards the ones that were going to be leaders that I saw to be successful. You know, I kind of shadowed what they did because ultimately I knew if they were successful and I did what they did, you know, I was going to find success as well. So.
We would now like to call Hall of Fame inductee Kyle Petty forward to receive his award from head coach Mike Conti. Now, Kyle, you obviously excelled at multiple positions when you were here at Cal. How did your college experience help prepare you for your career in professional baseball?
Well, when it comes to the multiple positions, I have one person to blame. It's my dad. Excuse me. You know, growing up, all I wanted to do was play. And my dad pushed me in the best way possible. You know, he told me, if you want to play, don't tell them what you're going to do. They're going to ask you to do things you don't want to do. You say yes and you give it your best effort. That's what I did every single day. You know, I take that with me through life. You know, if you want to be successful, you're going to have to take some from some people. But you're going to have to work your off too. And that's the one thing my dad always told me. Work hard, it's going to take you places. You know, I wouldn't be standing up here if it wasn't for my family, my friends, my coaches. You know, I can't thank all of them enough for this opportunity. So, thank you.
Next inductee is Brent Kincaid, men's basketball. Brent was a 4-year starter who helped the Vulcans to 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances. He ranks 9th all-time in school history with 1,502 points and a record 325 three-pointers made. He ranks 4th in PSAC history with the most three-pointers. During his career, the Vulcans posted a 98-24 record and played in 4 straight PSAC championship games. Brent's coach at Cal, Jim Boone, stated, "We could not be happier for Brent and his family. Brent is one of my favorites to coach and one of the very best shooters I have coached. Brent is the epitome of what we are about in developing our student athletes to become successful husbands, fathers, and leaders in their respective communities. We are so excited for him and his family. He is most deserving in every way for such an honor." Let's hear from Brent Kincaid.
Definitely feel honored. You know, as far you mentioned the 3 other guys that were in the that are in the Hall of Fame now, Derek and Robert and Candace, and so it's kind of funny because we were all in the same recruiting class, the 1990, I guess 92, 93 recruiting class. You know, all 4 of the other recruits. We're now in the Hall of Fame, so kind of a neat story, I thought, and says a lot about that class that we had. No, we always had a lot of fun. That team, really, all 4 of my years, our teams were really close knit, and we always had like the right pieces. I think that's one of the biggest things, and I owe all that to the coaches and our teammates that we put in a lot of work, and I can always remember those preseason workouts when we had to go up to the football track. Those were never fun, but it ended up later in the season it always helped us. So definitely that structure, like I said, starting with Coach Boone and then down through the coaching staff and just the whole program. I need to thank my wife Marie and my kids, Luke, Ethan, and Stella. They're definitely the most important people in my life. All the professors and administration and staff at Cal U who helped me along the way. Specifically Dr. Armentia and his wife, Dr. Bird, who helped me graduate when maybe I didn't want to graduate, or I was rebelling against that, I guess. Dr. Pucci, who was athletic director when I was there. Dr. Herpy, again, for recruiting my wife. She set things in motion, that are my life now. So I really appreciate that. All my teammates and coaches at Cal. I really don't want to miss anybody, so I'm not going to try not to name too many names. But there's obviously the coaches, Coach Boone, Coach Gutierrez, who's really the reason that I came out with those two coaches to Cal. And Coach Stewart, of course, Tom Holtshoe, Adrian Townsend, Tim Brown. I know there's other coaches, and I'm probably forgetting some of them. Cliff Jackson, my best friend Matt Kearns, who I met there at Cal. Shay Fleener, Eric Watson, Todd McLaughlin, Levon Kincaid, Rion Naismith, Stu Davis, Brian Fix, Phil Stewart, Niall Phelan, Ron Mantini. I know I'm going to forget so many, and I apologize if I do. Our managers, Derek Bender, Vince Ryan. Some of my buddies at CUTV, some of my best friends I still keep in contact today, and they had some pretty funny comments when I posted on Facebook that I was going to be in the Hall of Fame. But love these guys. JC Rodriguez. Some of these are nicknames, so I'm just going to say Jersey, Beef Fernandez, and Ryan Fedor. So then, of course, all the fans that supported us. It was really a special time, like you mentioned before, about Cal U basketball at the time. It was a great time.
We would now like to invite Hall of Fame inductee Brent Kincaid forward to receive his award from our Vice President, Tony Morrow. Want to set that down and make it easier? All right. Brent, what did your overall success at Cal mean to you, and how have you used what you learned from basketball in your personal and professional life?
Well, as you can see by the video, this isn't my forte, being up in front of people. There was a reason that I waited till my senior year to take my freshman public speaking course. So bear with me. But no, as far as the question, Cal really meant everything to me. I don't really look at today as like my accomplishments or successes. It was more about the team. You know, I think the team success and, you know, all the people that invested time in me and helped me along the way. You know, my teammates, of course, and my coaches, you know, I mentioned them up there, my parents. So really today I just look at it as more of just more of a reflection on them, and this is kind of their day and not really mine. That's the way I'm looking at it. But you know, as far as what I've learned from basketball, you know, Coach Boone really instilled so many things. You know, discipline, hard work ethic, teamwork, that competitive nature. One of our biggest reasons we were successful was our preparation, and you know, how to deal with you know, the successes but also the failures. So, and I think all those things really transfer over into being successful in you know, in everyday life. And it's, you know, skills I use every day now in my relationships and in my career as a, you know, in sales. Who would have thought someone who didn't take public speaking till his senior year would be in sales? But I'm much better in a smaller group. This is so. But besides that, I just want to say a couple more words, and then I'll. First, congrats to all the other inductees. Truly humbled and honored to be a part of this class. It's a pretty impressive class. I'd put it up against any of the others, and I'm just really honored to be a part of it. And then a special shout out to, of course, the national championship softball team. They, I knew a lot of them. My wife knew a lot of them, and so we really enjoyed that year. And again, I just kind of want to dedicate this induction to all the people who helped me along the way, my teammates, my coaches, school administration and staff, and really to a lot of the people who didn't really get much recognition, but were really part of the team and were critical to our overall success. Like I said on the video, you know, our managers, CUTV, Bruce Wald, our sportsman information director, of course our student body. I see some faces here. Dr. Biddington, our athletic trainers, and Carolyn, saw you over there. Carolyn Tard, and so many others that helped us and really were the reason we were successful. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say. You know, I guess the last thing is just I feel fortunate to be able to have this day with my lovely wife, and my 3 kids are here. So that's been awesome. And although they couldn't be here, my parents were my biggest fan, and they have some health issues that they couldn't get here, but have to thank them for everything they've done for me too. So thank you.
Our next inductee is Eric Cush. Unfortunately, Eric is unfortunately not able to attend today. He was actually in a car accident on his way here. So accepting in his place will be his 2 sons, Lonnie and Jack Henry. So let me tell you about Eric. Eric is the first offensive lineman selected to the Athletic Hall of Fame in a decade. He started at both left tackle and center, and through his time at Cal U, Eric helped the Vulcans through multiple years of NCAA playoffs. He earned all conference honors and was selected to play in the East Shrine game. In 2013, he was selected by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 6th round of the NFL draft. We received a message from his parents who also could not be here today, but I would like to read that. They stated, "Eric, so sorry we could not be with you to celebrate this amazing accomplishment. You have achieved so much in your life so far. We could not be more proud of you and the incredible experience you have had with your football career. And to be inducted into the Cal U Hall of Fame, where it all began, seems most fitting. We have watched you turn into a loving husband, an awesome dad, and a truly remarkable son. We know there is only more to come from you. Congratulations, and we will see you soon to celebrate." So let's hear from Eric Cush.
I got the phone call from Karen Herpy, and I was overwhelmed with emotion. Sitting there with my wife, and I was like, Steph, you can't, you're not going to believe this. And I sat there and cried with my wife. It was pretty cool, that nobody gets to, not a lot of people get to experience that and, be a part of that history. So it was an incredible feeling, and I'm, really proud of that. To see all the guys succeed, everybody who worked hard, have success at it, and all the big talent that Lockhart and everybody was able to bring in. Dude, we got to travel around. We're D2 football team got to fly around, and we did trips to St. Joe, Missouri. I think we went out there to play a Missouri team for one of the playoff games. Just an incredible experience. You're like, oh man, I'm in a smaller football program, but we got all the luxuries. When it came to the late rounds of playoffs, of flying around and experiencing these big games and in big towns and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. I originally anticipated playing defensive end, or D-line there. When Lockhart and Coach Conway, the defensive coordinator at the time, first recruited me, was to play defense, and they that's how they get you. That's how they get a lot of O-linemen to come. Oh yeah. You're gonna come play D-line. You'll play D-line. First day of training camp, Lockhart sits me down, on move-in day. We're getting ready to move in, and Lockhart goes, hey, Eric, we had some injuries over the summertime. We need you to play O-line this year. And I'm like, Coach, I'm here to play football. I'd love to, So I switched to O-line right first day of training camp. When Picarello graduated, I figured my best shot at, continuing to play football was to go play center and learn how to, snap a football. And it was hard, man. It was hard. Lockhart and Coach Evans, they almost gave up on me for a little bit, because it's hard. You got to learn how to snap a football, and I've never done it before, and it's actually, I don't know, tedious is the word I want to use, or it's got to be perfect, or the quarterback's dropping it, the ball's hitting the ground, it's going everywhere, and you ruin a football play before it even starts. All right, I just want to thank all my coaches that have been with me since my time at Cal, Coach Wilson, Coach Evans, Coach Lockhart, President Armani, for building such a wonderful program at the time and really investing in all of us and in everything that it took to make that possible, to make my career possible, my time possible, all that success we had possible. And I got to thank obviously my parents and my dad for building a good base my whole life, of taking me to all my sporting events, pushing me, making me do all the things that I had to do, to get there and to be a better person and athlete. And definitely Bobby Sapezi for setting up the attitude, and how to train, how to be the best, human being that I could be, as an athlete. And obviously I got to thank my wife for, being there and pushing me through, hard times, difficult times, and influencing me to be better, to just be better. And hopefully I can take that, everything that I've gained from my experience, and help my kids be, right there in another 10 years,
So I would like to call up Eric's sons, Eric Alonso and Jack Henry, as well as our current head coach, Gary Dunn, and our former coaches, John Lockhart and Mike Keller. Okay, we're going to put Lonnie on the spot a little bit. Do you want to put the? I didn't know. We had a question for Eric. We're not going to ask that to Lonnie. But anything you would like to say on behalf of your father?
I I don't know.
That's all right. That's all right. Thank you both so much, and I know that you'll share this special time with your dad when you see him. All right, thank you. He had asked me, do I have to give a speech? And I said, all right. Before we meet the 1998 National Championship softball team, I would just like to recognize former Hall of Fame inductees that are with us today. If you could all stand and be recognized. So in the room we have Les Bakos, Sarah Casson, Tara Douglas, John Luckhart, Dick Majernick, Terry O'Shea. So thank you so much for coming back and spending the day with us.
"25 years ago, the 1998 California softball team captured the NCAA National Championship, the second in school history. Let's take a look back at that historic moment.
So 98, the struggles were, they've already done it. And to try to do it again is so difficult. Everyone knows how much of a struggle and the difficulty, luck, that it takes to even get there once. It was probably my toughest time of coaching in my career because they had done it, they knew how good they were, and they thought, you know, that they could just turn it on at any time. And actually, they were able to do that. We lost Sarah Casson, Carrie Novak, and we come back with a couple of players, and that was Holly Hall, who was an All-American, and of course Megan Wilton, All-American. And the final play, actually, in the 98 game, Megan's playing right field, and I had moved her over towards right center, and that championship game, and the battle that was going on between Penner and the batter, and the player hit a shot down the right field line, and Megan Wilton, with that world-class speed that she had back then, and she came running across and made that catch for the winning play in 1998 and made me and everybody else look tremendous. But it was just the talent that we had on that team was something else. Couple of players that really helped during that game was the great hitting and plays of Jill Witt and Nikki Fiedler, and they just highlighted what had been done in those 2 years. Just outstanding play. And so in '98 we're playing in Pensacola. It was extremely hot down there, so we run up against Ferris State in the semis. We win that game. Then we got to play possibly 2 games the next day. And Ferris State, crazily enough to say, it was fortunate for us the way that kind of worked out. You never want to lose a game, especially in the College World Series, but it was fortunate for us that we kind of lost that game, because then it was a 1-game playoff for the national championship, and our pitcher Danielle Penner, who pitched every inning of every game, and to throw in that heat and that environment 2 games in a row on that final day, I don't know if we would have had the same turnout. But 1 game, 1 day that time, and those kids were ready, and you know, the rest is history. When we took Barry down 2-1, you know, to win it all once again, and everybody was there along with the president, and what just a fantastic finish to a great thing. And lastly, with all of that, it's never been done since. So I think now, after 25 years, that the university community, the softball community, definitely in the country, but here around California University and the PSAC, can see and appreciate the greatness of both of those teams.
We would now like to call the players, coaches, and staff from the 1988 National Championship team. And Coach Bertinoli, if you'd please come forward and present the awards to the individuals as they come up. Obviously, we start with head coach Rick Bertinoli, assistant coach Sarah Casson. Next, Stephanie Bromhead Moore. Tara Douglas. Nikki Fiedler. Jen Valeriot. Kate Vaughn. Aaron Willily. And Jill Witt. And Nora Zimmerman. And obviously, we reference those other individuals on the team that were not here today, and we will make sure that they obviously receive their awards. But now for Coach, obviously, the team brought back the second national championship in as many years, back-to-back, as you referenced in this video, never been done since. And many of the players were coming back from '97, but also you had several new ones that stepped up to new roles and were able to contribute. What was about this team that was so special and challenging about winning back-to-back national titles?
Thank you, and congratulations to everybody. With all your success in the awards that you received here today. As you saw in the video, I talked about those other players to your question here, Matt, and stuff, and how it was that second time around. The toughest part about that second time around was, first off, we were trying to build for '98, but they went '97 and just walked through and put on a show. So '98 coming back, these women had the desire, they had the fight, but they didn't have the hunger that they had that first year to try to win it once. It just wasn't there. So in my experiences of growing up and playing for coaches like all you and athletes have in the past, and playing against the old-time coaches with the tough love and the crazy psychology sometimes that goes along with that. I tried a number of different things. Imagine that. But the thing that set it off and worked for us wasn't anything I tried or anything I did. It was the absolute stupidity of the other teams and what they would say about us. And that fortunately happened right at the College World Series in Pensacola. And once that happened, they woke up that sleeping dog old thing on the porch. and here we came, and the rest is history with that. But what a time. As you can tell, it's still heartfelt to me. It's tough to talk about. It was just such a wonderful feeling, and the love that we still have for each other. So thank you very much, and God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
So let's give one more round of applause for our 2023 Hall of Fame class and the 1998 National Championship softball team. These coaches and athletes now join over 200 others that have been inducted since 1995. This has been a special day for all of us, and we're very thankful that you have been here to share this with us. We're proud of your accomplishments when you were here as athletes, as you graduated with your degrees and have excelled in achieving your personal and professional goals, and as alumni of this institution. You will always be a Vulcan, and this will always be your home. In addition, we are working to make the Convocation Center lobby the permanent home for the Athletic Hall of Fame. Stay tuned for more information on our website about this exciting announcement.